Good day and salutations, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Togetherwerole.
Yay!
Well, we act like adults, but we're definitely children at the table.
I thought we were adults acting like children.
I'm not an adult.
I thought we were a gaming group with a drinking problem.
Gaming.
The drinking group with a gaming problem.
Without further ado,
permit.
Kevin, please take this train
We
wreck.
would like to thank Corinne Milne, JD Arts, RPG Elements, Okie Deer, and Julia Bryan, who has created a lovely artwork, which is behind us. We actually have it queued up to show to you as well. And go ahead and push your button. So our lovely erstwhile adventurers, our bag of assholes, whatever you want.
Bag of assholes.
Yes.
Those assholes followed by, oh no.
Yeah, Julia's captured it amazingly. Just keep looking at this and you'll find more stuff. There's like Easter eggs all over this drawing.
I can take a look at it because I just spotted a new detail.
So, wonderful work. So awesome to see us all together on one page. Thank you very much, Julia.
And these are people that have supported the channel with art and miniatures and various other things. Where you can also support the channel by joining us on Patreon, where you can, if you like what you see, you can pledge money to make it better.
Or go straight to the lights and other very essential things. Not really more miniatures.
Yes,
and
we'd
dice.
also like to thank our non-sponsoring corporations. Bad Dragon, Girl Scouts of America, and the Seattle Supersonics.
Don't forget the hub.
In that order.
Yeah. And demonetized.
Wait, we were
Like
monetized?
wherever.
Alright, back to the Silver Menagerie and their...
Menagerie.
I'm not going to finish that sentence after that.
Antics.
Antics.
Yeah.
That's a much more professional word. Thank
You
you.
can only say bag of assholes so many times in one section.
Last time we left the Silver Menagerie, you were fighting Vedics. Lots of Vedics.
Right.
You traveled the multiverse of Vedics. Literally a confetti cannon of chaos as you found an old home ziggurat of... I forgot the proper, full name of Vedic, of your old home. It was like
Ved Valakathar.
Ved Valakathar. I'll eventually get it
Probably
right.
quite-
You found the Fool's Gold. At least the one titled as the Fool's Gold. As literally every single Vedic was being, like a beacon, my brain just broke.
Wait.
Just like a bunch of moths to a flame was gathering a bunch of other versions of Vedics to basically collide them all, put them in a giant juice and shake so he can slurp it up and become a new draconic god. Which is actually very possible based off the descriptions and also explanation of the current Vedic, the Vedic Prime. Don't let it go to his head, it's already did.
I have a question, though.
Yes.
So this ziggurat is a giant ship, right?
It's a giant spelljammer ship.
All right, so if we came aboard
That's
this
the size of
giant
an island.
ship and I stole the power from the Fool's Gold, does that make me the Iron Pyrite?
We'll get to that.
Oh my
You're no yeah. So Quinn has died to many stabbings from everyone.
Quinn has died from bad puns.
And that's pretty bad when Ed is stabbing him.
A fight ensues with this Fool's Gold and yourselves as you guys prevented him, mostly, of becoming a new draconic god, as literally all of the multiverse started teleporting into one giant thunderdome of fighting, as the becoming god, demons, and other versions of Vedics, and also the champion gold that is Vedic's old champion, not son, half dragon.
Not son?
Yeah,
Not son.
Someone that definitely doesn't have father issues.
He's got daddy problems.
Yeah, he doesn't have daddy. No, he doesn't have daddy problems. What are you talking about? The fight ended after a lot of time passed.
That was an entire episode for one
Yeah,
round.
it was only 12 rounds. It only took 12 seconds of combat.
12 rounds?
No, it was more than that. You were victorious, only due to one forgotten, but except for one person, as Quinn whipped out from the deck of many things the last of his second wishes that he pulled and used at that crucial moment to prevent the Fool's Gold becoming a new draconic god fit to start, punching Tiamat in the face. And you consumed, for better or for worse, all of its power and all the potential energy of thousands of Vedics and parallel universes into your own soul and inner being.
Maybe it runs something awful.
Yeah, something like that. You didn't explode, and you kept not exploding through combined efforts and some assistance from Vedic. completing the combat.
The big fan's not exploding.
Yeah, not exploding. Completing the
You've
combat.
done a really good job of this.
You banished the majority of the assailants, those that were looting, pillaging, and uprising from the imprisonment of the ziggurats. You teleported away from your ex and into the domain of the Shadowfell, above the ravens.
Banish. A lot of them were brutally mutilated, and I would like recognition.
Fair enough. Yes. Flashback to Todd chasing down this dragon. As this Todd.
Banishing did happen, but that was not the majority of the resolution.
There's a lot of details. I'm just rushing over trying to remember
There was a
them.
bad guy still breathing, and Todd took that personally.
Yes.
More
How
ways
dare.
than one. And surprisingly, not a lot of cricket deaths in the process.
They're very mighty.
Yeah, they are, and they're also like, we shouldn't be.
I'm pretty sure one of those crickets is actually a praying mantis.
We know the praying mantis wasn't involved in the dragon fight because the dragon remained upright the entire fight. The ant was also not involved.
So I'm going to start this game with the current readout with Vedic. Being still connected to the, well, what remains of the Spelljammer helm, now opened up and rewired and hotwired and connected through the weave so that you have somewhat of a display of what's going on. Please don't explode on me. You have the quick readout of the current situation as you just teleported from planes of existence, this island-sized, multi-miled ship away from the Queen of Dragons that was assailing your ship. You get the current readout after juddering and finding your place above the Raven's Palace. You realize quickly that the ship is royally fucked. The current available power is error. Dimensional anchor, insufficient power. Malfunction detection, manual reset needed. Planar banishment. Recalibrating functionality, ETA 9999999. Planar travel catalyst. Cooling in process. Weave lining breached. Core leakage detected. Enacting minor breach protocols level 2. Shutting down. Shutting down. Protocol failure.
Nice. It's going great.
Enacting moderate breach protocols level 1.
Nicholas, I just want to let you know that we might drop
Failure.
a giant ship onto the Raven Queen's castle, and if that
Level 1.
is going to be managed.
Get it to the Queen's castle at this
He
point.
said that we're above it.
You are above it, and yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get to that in a
Like, we
moment.
teleported in, and now everything is critically failing. She's gonna be
And
mad.
there's still an uproar of what can only be described as a prison riot uprising of the level of noise and screaming and gunfire and magical spells going off and robots retaliating people that are looting the vessel that is Vedek's shit.
It's a bunch of fucking kobolds
Yeah.
just stripping the copper wire out of the wall.
This copper's really good, man. You wonder, as the enacting moderate breach protocols level 1A, failure. Level 1B, failure. Recommendation,
Abandoned ship.
recommendation, assistance required. Level 1C, failure. Enacting major breach protocols. Would you like to do anything to maybe try to assist? As you're listening to basically the
I mean, what can I do? What are my options here?
you can do
So-
an Arcana check to basically help
Great.
reset things manually on a computer.
Let's do that.
So all those light,
No longer need
all
the
those
witch
flashing light things, that's all good news,
Yeah,
right?
the place is
Okay.
vibrating more and more
yeah.
as you hear all this like popping sound.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
Literally yes. Literally yes. Okay, the Arcana roll.
Move the power around.
35.
35. So yeah, as you hear the sound, I think we left off with you popping like a soda can open as you were like sipping it, if I remember correctly. As you hear the air like popping with what we can only determine as wild magic starting to seep into like your airspace, which is generally on a like overall basis very bad for structure integrity because stone and metal can just be turned into paper. Or transformed into living beings, and then like a bunch of wild magic shit happens, which causes all sorts of haywire, which is a generally bad idea for structural integrity, and not to mention the air just spontaneously combusting, turning to acid, people turning to sludge, monsters, butterflies starting eating people.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Yeah, and as you're going over, you're like, this thing has had so, like, it needs a software update from ground up. You literally just go over, like, unplug a wire, plug it back in, and stuff. Everything turns off for a split second as the vibration starts to lift higher and higher and higher, and it stops when it comes back to somewhat online mode. As, you know, there was a lot more lighting in here prior to the shift in dimensions. And now you're on, like half lighting, as if most of the power is
Just the
gone.
emergency lights?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yes.
So I'm not going to be useful in any capacity in most of this. So what I would like to do, just in the background, there's going to be like a little bunny zipping around and stabbing and murdering every kobold that looks like
You know what? I like this. So, Venick, you get a small little heads-up display of random cameras of something in the ship hitting at like Mach 1. And followed by gruesome murder scenes. Not of seeing them happening, just like, you know, like horror-style camera works of like knocked over cameras, blood splurted on the ground.
Seeing eyes kind of things.
Yeah.
They're all seeing magic cameras, seeing eyes.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
or
I'm specifically
crystals
targeting
or stuff like that.
anything that could be hurting the ship.
There's a lot.
Right,
of them.
right. Like if they're going after gems or whatever, I don't give a shit. But yeah. And other than that, I'm just gonna let those of you with brains handle
So
this.
prior with the 35,
There
was a very distinct just
Him or him?
Maybe the pixie might be included, but
There's nothing up here but cogs.
and a gerbil.
The gerbil died long ago.
Anyway, but Venick, you do a simple like Wi-Fi unplug, replug, you know, kind of situation.
Let's try this port.
Yeah, it's
No,
always
this port.
And when you bring it back up, we're gonna say it stops at level 1C.
You ever wonder if the doctor's
So
saying take 2
you
aspirin
stop
in
it.
the morning
A
is
few
better
hangar
for
bays
people
are
to turn it
currently
off
locked
their
off.
skin?
A few hangar bays are currently locked off, as currently the wild magic is currently running amok in certain parts of the vessel. But there's still quite a bit of, you know, like stuff to work with, as you quickly see readouts of, well, the most heinous crime of vandalisms, uprisings, and not to mention vault breaches and looting.
So it's all good, right? We're good?
Just
We're good?
briefly electrify every surface in the ship. Just cook everybody.
Okay.
At that moment.
First things first.
As various almost half lit up. You know you don't have power for this. What are the cameras? Never direct viewing of the murder itself, just, you know, leaving it to the imagination. The various viewing ports, because there are no windows, light up at the end of the last session. As you now see of the outside of the ziggurat itself. Smoke and fires all over the vessel from the various assailing and still fleeing vessels that are being looted and are flying out in a confetti cannon of chaos of party members and other versions of Vedek, while you sit in the palm of the Raven Queen's hand. Gargantuan in form that hovers, only torso up, of the
Okay.
shadow version holding your ziggurat
Good.
and seemingly
Good.
waiting
Good.
in a courtesy of a certain reaction.
Which I cannot actually physically I cannot make this sound. But get over here. All right.
For a second, I gotta let this play out in my head.
Alright. First things first. First things first.
Something awakening
We
you or
came
something?
here looking for a device that would annoy a certain power class of individuals. We are now in a realm and at the mercy of one of those individuals who is probably very aware of everything that we say. Shut your mouths.
In draconic alarms, you hear celestial presence detected. Celestial presence detected.
Shut your mouths. That thing is in a vault 4 levels down, over there. The vault, minor illusion.
You see
The vault
explosions
door,
coming from that direction.
the vault door looked like this. We need to get it now. That's priority 1. Quinn, stall.
You hear
I will work on this.
What am I?
Question.
Get the thing.
Question.
What?
Big or small? Sorry.
Oh yeah, you're looking. Are you still in Titan form?
Yes.
I forgot. Okay.
You will want to
Big
be
or small?
You will want to be small.
You want me to get a vault door that used to look like that,
Get the thing
Small.
in the vault door.
and that is what's in the vault door.
Tempest Fugit. It already. I probably just blew.
From down the hall.
Is that like a fungi or a mushroom?
Assassin's Creed jump.
Yeah, like no awareness of it.
Shit, help me.
Pull out my shield.
Put your pink fedora on. It will help you understand.
What do you mean? Yes, sir.
And I shall pass out if you have it. Great. If you don't have it,
What are we
that's
going to
fine.
get?
I don't know!
Can I describe
A
Right.
reminder that you are back
No.
in the Shadowfell,
Oh my god.
and your reputation is everything.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I forgot about it too.
Forgot the reputation still carries over.
We thought we'd never
So
be
I'm
back
gonna
here.
say, Todd, because you
I
have
forgot
been
what my
here.
number was.
I'm gonna say you're in the respectable category, especially with the elevated position of.
Oh wait, no,
your-
I was at 10. I was
Before
barely
we went.
acknowledged.
Oh yeah, I'm just researching
Okay.
that you are respectable. I wouldn't think that you are a honored guest yet.
I feel like
something weird.
all of us would be considered honored guests
Yes.
only within the realm of Bitter Frost. And then outside of that, yeah, like
Debatable.
I am but a 10.
Yeah,
Not to
but
remember.
reputation.
now the one thing, his reputation went up in the Unseelie Court, and mine went up in the Seelie Court. Did that impact mine in the Unseelie Court?
No, because they're
Okay.
two separate entities.
Right, but sometimes getting buddy with the enemy.
True.
but-
In this situation, I'm going to say no.
Right.
In
Okay.
other situations, keep asking, and we'll see where I can wiggle it.
Okay. So, in general, I'm here,
Yes.
and
I know
here
for a fact that
realm of
Vedek
Bitter.
is at above 100, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So he's the honored guest, regardless of his connections right now, which is funny to me.
Then you bumped up a lot, but I
Yeah.
think you only bumped up to barely acknowledged because
No,
you were
no.
so far down. You were at like minus 100 within the Unseelie because you were the known enemy.
The number I have written down is 73, is what I'm
Okay.
saying. From the last time I updated my Unseelie Court.
Okay.
I think well, the thing is, every time when I led the band leader's baton through the masquerade, that bumped my, every time
Oh,
I
and-
did something, it
Okay.
bumped my status up. I did start terrible.
Due to your, well, actually no, your reputation would not grow because you and your unspoken relations with the Lady of Mystique has not gone outside this group. And when you look upon this hundreds upon hundreds,
Keep it that way.
thousands of feet tall shadowy figure that is the Raven Queen porcelain mask, all her reserved feelings, thoughts, ideals, or connections to you have been severed and buried at this moment as she stands completely visible to every
This is the deific entity.
This is not a form.
This is not Pookie.
no.
This is not poop.
This is not the. I like that.
This is not that.
This is
the.
the Raven goddess that dwells above her
I'm
throne.
Pookie, she swoops.
Sorry, that stands above her throne, looking upon an entity that just spawned in her domain. Certain processes of nobility have to be followed.
Right. I do want to point out it's this group plus my boss.
Yes,
Okay. Because that was outright
Yeah.
reported. Like
100%.
there was, ma'am, do you know what Quinn's doing right now?
I think that was the reaction. Just huff. It's
I'm
just
pretty sure there wasn't a reaction. There was just a whatever.
yeah.
Expected.
I'm busy making cool
So,
shit.
everyone-
I don't care who does both.
Due to your connections to Niquis, that is in the Raven's Palace, you will be under honorable guest until further notice.
Okay. Awesome. Maybe.
You're welcome.
And also
Question mark?
connections to a certain golden lizard right now.
Okay.
Anyway, so-
I have a thing to go find.
Yes. There's still mass mayhem all over the place as people are looting, stealing. Many of them Vedex. There are random adventurers, random people, random humans, tieflings, half celestials, or just like travelers of the astral sea. That's like, ooh, there's a shiny in here. Let's go raid it, because every adventurer is going to try to do that with the ziggurat. In one way or shape or form, they're here.
It's Astral Sea dungeon crawl.
Pretty much, yeah.
While I do not know what they're pursuing, what are the odds that in my murder spree, I run into them and notice that they're attempting something that may require
Make a
thought?
perception check. With advantage because it is hearing based. Because between Sparks and actually it's pretty good, but Wait, Sparks breathes
It's
now?
only a 27.
27? I'm gonna say I'm gonna roll 2d10 and see how many people have killed thus far.
And roll low.
No, my
So
brain is still
on your
going
16th
places it
kill,
shouldn't.
on your 16th Vedic kill,
Okay.
16th medic.
Kilimanjaro.
Those have
Kill
to
you
just be
there.
worth 5 XP.
Yeah.
Don't kill.
I'll give it to you.
It's like rat grinding.
Yeah, it really is. It's like time to grind them, This is where you get the XP, guys. You notice that Sparks is like halfway down the stairs, running a little weird because he shrank and he took it at a point of exhaustion.
Sure.
And he's for better or for worse, himself. And then
He's got the pink fedora on. I know something.
I'm combat effective. As long as I have the hat, I'm combat effective.
I'm just gonna. Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're going to a vault to get a thing.
Where's the vault?
I don't know.
straight lightning bolt off in the distance.
I'm going to zip up to ask him, and then zip down to lead them.
It looks like this! It looked past tense like this. 4 levels down on the left.
4 levels down on the left. Thank you, and I'm gonna. And
You
he's gonna
hear-
get the blowback.
Left.
His left or
Our ship left.
Guys, this way, little.
So what ship left?
As you guys disperse and do your thing, I know, Quinn, you're about to speak, but before you even have a chance to speak, because there was enough time to pass of like what we're doing, football huddle, turn around, as you look at these monitors that are powered up. When I say monitors, they're projections of images, screens and stuff like that.
They're scrying crystals.
They're scrying crystals, but there are no crystals to be seen.
Yeah.
As this wall is seamless, beautiful, as you see a fireball go, once beautiful. As you see, like what looks to be like a trail of arcane power lines, just like in a row, pop, 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 go off as something chain reacts down the left side of the screen as things are still being gained under control.
That
and
looked
things,
expensive.
yeah, very expensive. As crystals rain from the skies of these ornate, no functionality, but just, had crystals that were shaped and grown into certain styles and depictions of natural just beauty. Not yelled, but still loud, as an omnipresence voice washes over the entire domain of the ziggurat as everyone hears it, but is whispered in this non-aggressive, not polite,
Assertive.
assertive. Silver Menagerie,
We're so gonna die.
turn off your external defenses. As you see as you hear Endraconic Celestial presence detected, as the 40% of the remaining guns that are still active, are currently turned towards her, and you're like,
Oh, we shouldn't be doing
you can
that.
make an Arcana check, but I think I'm going to tell you something that you already know.
Yeah, we don't know this is happening.
No.
But then in front of me,
It's just about wires underneath the chair. It's like random like these plant-based crystal wires or like Rudy wires, and you just pull it.
Like, I'm pretty sure you guys are both like, what's going on? And I'm like, no,
This way.
This way.
Okay, objective.
Like, I'm giving you help on all of your focus checks.
Okay.
Oh, there's a fight over here.
Is that your deactivated?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Because I'm going to say.
Let's be clear about this. Well, I would lose that fight. On the other hand, if you give me a couple of days, I might not lose this fight.
You need preparation, and you don't have that preparation right now. And right now, someone's stealing your stuff. Anyway,
A lot of your stuff.
a lot of your stuff, as you see, stuff.
And breaking your stuff. Expensive stuff.
Is it... I know hurting them is hurting cats. Is it possible for me to still kill things on the way? Or is it
hell yeah.
really... Oh,
You're really fast.
You won't give them advantage on perception checks, but you can definitely split your time.
I just... The getting them there, I suspect I am bored as hell with the rate at which they move.
I mean, that is fair. I mean, he's pretty fast, especially with his air
Yeah, he's
movement.
almost half my speed. He's really quick.
Actually, what's your speed?
50,
50, I can go 100 if I'm here.
right? And I go
And you are
90.
air.
I'm
Oh.
here.
You are air, so
I
you're
can fly.
100 plus your bonus action plus your movement. So he's pretty bloody fast.
Should I fly?
We're still stuck.
Yeah,
I can fly.
It's
at 60.
Does
I have a flying
cost
broom.
you anything?
He's got the broom.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're
It's a
still.
Yeah, you should
Remember, he
be.
Harry
Don't
Potter.
get me wrong,
Yeah.
Sparks. You're fast, but they're like ludicrous, breaking the sound barrier.
Right, but
I
we're
am
going
tank.
slow for
It
him.
makes you feel any better.
Like-
My speed is like 35.
You're an archer.
So I'm going
You're
to be
supposed to be right.
I don't need to
encouraging
move.
Ek to also get a little bump in XP
My walk is
while
forward.
we wait for Sparks.
I don't need
I'm
to
like,
be
you
fast.
get that one, I'll
Yay!
get that one. And
So before I describe that situation,
It's like an arrow.
that you read it right off the bat. With your passive arcana, you know for a fact that even for a lesser deity, on the Patreon scaling of like the lowest to the highest kind of situation, she's still considered lesser deity. She can still push past your current setup, even though your ship is an anti-deity like.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going to win this one.
Yeah.
Not
So
right now,
you lower
but
it,
you
and all
could.
the cannons, and the remaining vessels that were flying around being bombarded are no longer bombarded, but they're not running either because now they're like, oh shit.
Rock in a hard place.
Yeah. There's like a half dozen like spelljammer helms that got out after the planar shift, and they're like, oh shit, should we like, and like half of them immediately book in every single direction, and now there's like raven swarms that are currently just buffering them, taking over them, and they kind of go out in the distance as other of unforeseen battles happen.
I pick one that's like going off this direction and not being less. I'm like, oh no, I can't have that. Like, what's this arrow gonna do? Like somewhere there's this chain.
Yeah, true. And you forget that you're inside and you're seeing projection, so you just hit the wall of crystal and you break one of like the projector crystal.
Oh, that's right.
Really high resolution.
Yeah,
It's like I knew which way it was going.
yep, you know. I mean, the intent is there.
I need
but-
those phase arrows.
Yeah, you really do.
Got through walls.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you drop the
Extra
cannons,
planar.
the exterior cannons,
It pays into the ulterior plane.
swarms of what looks to be at first dark feathered ravens, then realize to be dark feathered angelic beings. Hundreds to thousands of them swarm your vessel, your ziggurat, and you hear breach detected, assault detected, assault detected, assault detected, assault detected, and you see the numbers of assaults quickly get diminished, and you hear screams of reptilian, other voices of Vedex screeching, screaming as shadowy, icky clouds form the hallways as the chill of the Raven Palace reaches into your ziggurat. As the
I'm
number
afraid
of
of this.
assailants, looters, and pillagers are quickly and erratically, systematically removed.
I guess we made the right choice.
Quinn!
You guys make it to the bottom of the stairs. Quinn, would you like to say
It's
anything
theirs.
before we go back to you guys doing a little bit of murder spree? We'll get to you guys in a moment.
Does it count as a murder if they're not from here?
Oh,
Oh, damn! That's something that goes on a shirt out of
Yeah,
that's
Yeah, you fit in the Shadowfell just right. Woo! And even though the Raven and her mask, she's not looking at you, but you know
Oh, I know she sees
she's
me.
looking at you.
Oh yeah, she sees me.
Yeah.
Hi, honey.
Brought trouble
I brought
to
company
the door.
for dinner.
Specify, please. Please be a little more specific about that.
You see the shadows
I'm not
coming
a pick.
and filling up the chamber, almost like a liquid pool of shadow, quickly turning
So
crimson.
this
in
this
its
goddess
wake.
of yours, is she nice?
Oh, she's amazing. She's got this thing she does in her
That
tongue.
wasn't a yes.
And for those that are on the top of the inner pyramid, that is the helm / horde zone of people.
That works.
That used to be
I
your
didn't mean to
horde.
throw it yet, but...
Make a
Persuasion?
persuasion at -10
Okay.
because of the unseelie cords. You had to deal with this with the
Sounds fair
sealy cord. Things are elevated past normal persuasive and charismatic beings.
So my 40 becomes a 30.
That's still incredible. And as you're just kind of nonchalant talking to each other, you quickly notice that at the top of this pillar, you can't see anyone else as the liquid dark shadow fills the inner sanctum of your ziggurat. Vedic, you hear nothing else. The sound of battle, screeches and screams, and various other voices that echo into nothingness. You find 1, 2, 3 bodies start to float up as if the liquid of shadow is a physical pool from these bodies that now lifeless, floating, turn the fog red and crimson. Dark pool. As you're now in the center of a single island point of a sea of blood. Iron fills your nostrils. The rest of you, we'll get you in a moment.
You know you need the blood of 146 grown men to have enough iron to forge a sword.
Fun fact.
What? Tell me you never thought about it.
With your high enough perception capabilities,
Yeah.
actually no, I'll leave that for Todd because Todd got the final kill. So we'll leave that for Todd.
Must be a very interesting iron.
Blood iron.
Before you, because you were nonchalant, kind of just like talking because you've seen this before. This is new to you.
No!
Yeah, this is new to you. Going to make a wisdom saving throw, just to keep your like chill. Like how chill you're gonna
You
be.
think Vedic has chill?
I get 0 chill.
Alright, hang on. 26.
26. Okay.
Solidly good roll.
You're a smart person. You also know how to logic your way out of this. How do you like? Well, I'm not going to take that from you. For Vedic, how do you kind of like center yourself not to like? A god is on my personal man.
Another goddess. It's been a while, but you still got it.
As he inches closer to Quinn's like, Quinn, you got this right.
Because you're still in your draconic form right now. You're like half draconic form.
Oh my god, that's right.
Yeah, so you're taller than Quinn.
Oh, then in that case, I'm going to drop that.
Oh, okay.
Now you're knee height.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It would be a good idea to be not in the combat form.
Would it make a difference?
Nope.
I would live longer.
You can take 2 hits.
That's true.
So you keep yourself centered. Like, okay. It's not the first time you've met a god. Well, it's not in this lifetime. Technically, this universe, though.
I'm sure she'll like me.
As you mutter that, you can feel the presence of something behind you.
I am doing the equivalent of putting my hands on the cop car right now.
Put your hands down. You look ridiculous.
So you're gonna A pose?
You expect to feel the presence of the Raven Queen behind you, but you don't. You feel a different presence. You turn behind you and you see 2 solars that are currently just standing there as the Raven, or at least a form that you can see.
Puts the ziggurat down?
You don't even feel movement. You're just in a dark room in a sea of blood right now.
Yeah.
With the center part that is the top of the ziggurat's chair,
Yeah.
just barely sitting atop of it as you see from a distance, walking gracefully from one end, shadow, infinite. Even with your magical eye, you can't pierce this shadow. All the way towards you with a speed, but grace of traversing great distances. And you expect a familiar small form that you've always dealt with, but this form, humanoid, black robes, trailing behind her with strings of fate connecting to her every point of her elegant, dark shadow robes, her porcelain mask. Easily, you want to say 20, but then you readjust and it's like 30, 50, 20. Your brain does not know the size, but it is an impossible, immense weight that is the true visage of the Raven Queen, standing before you and Vedic.
I take a knee.
She turns to you.
Is that appropriate here? I'm sorry. Is that appropriate here? We don't do that with the dragons. It's that weird.
It's a sign of respect.
Not submission?
No, respect.
Oh, good.
Station.
All right, I'll just take a knee. It's really awkward.
Also,
It's really hot.
It does not come
Make a general
into
charisma check.
also, if
He
you
does
look
this little
directly at her, it's
swagger
on your
thing,
head.
and he's got to lift his belly up a bit to get down.
It makes a popping sound on its way there.
Also, if you look her, try and look her directly in the eye, your head explodes. You want to try and beat my
Yeah, that's a little harder to do, especially with dragons have an eye on each side of their face.
10.
That's not bad. It's like, you're not directly insulting her. But at the same time, it's like,
Give me a minute.
yeah.
I don't want to try that.
Milady.
Wait,
Pleasure as always.
remind me, you're no longer last. This is me talking.
Yeah.
You know, what's your last name that you chose? Because I remember you condemned the Lazar's last name.
Yeah, it's
Which technically found the loophole of a demon's pact that you weren't aware of.
it's Shadowborn.
Shadowhorn. Okay. Quinn, Shadowhorn, and Vedic. The time of playing and messing around is over, and we must speak as business associates from now on. Quinn, you have done what many mortals wish they could achieve, and not die while consuming the power of celestial ascension. But in doing so, all attention is solely on you and the Silver Menagerie as potential demigod plus status threats. And now we must officially negotiate your standing upon the pantheon of myself and the rest of all deities.
Are we becoming gods? What? Demigods?
No,
Small G.
no. There's no we involved right now.
No.
No. Just don't look at her. Look at me. No.
No, your time is coming.
I just want to be a baker in the woods, y'all.
I
It
hope.
is not my
I
intention,
want to go back home.
nor my desire, to claim a domain among the stars.
Whether you intend it or do not, you must make your standing known with the rest of the pantheon before they take risk assessment assignments to either assess, remake, or destroy you and the rest of the Silver Menagerie.
I have spent.
Someone's phone's going off.
Tell me. That's mine. Sorry. That is my dad calling me. Sorry. Can
We will
pause?
break to the other group, and I hope it's okay. Hello. So we break to the rest of the Silver Menagerie as
Meanwhile-
Todd, Eck, and Spark currently running down the stairs as both Eck and Todd have a killing montage, if I remember correctly.
I mean, we're
What is the
killing
song
and
played to
I'm
the killing
doing-
montage?
I need a hero.
I need a hero.
The new hero?
They're up ahead and they're just doing this number, and I'm just.
You know, no, you're on the.
Yeah, you're holding it at a perfect 90-degree
It's
angle.
not much faster.
Yeah.
Just cantilever.
So I think in X head it's I need a hero, and in mine it's that do 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 do.
It's called Enter the Gladiators.
Which is not meaningful to the majority of humans.
I'm gonna go on to.
And I'm trying to take them down 4 levels into the left.
What are we going to get? We're getting something in a room.
There we go.
In a door that doesn't look like the same door.
It's just major
Down
confirmation.
there. And as you're getting closer and closer, the number of kills, both of you roll 2d12 to see how many you kill on the way down. Because you can handle majority of the problems right now, especially after being energized with the...
Both of us, 2d12?
Yeah, 2d12.
Oh my goodness.
18
Hey, wow!
and 11 and a 7.
Jeez.
11.
11. So with this...
That's because he keeps trying to ask questions, and I have to be like, no, hit that one. Okay, you get the next one. Come on, guys.
As the various different entities, are you hunting anyone or just Vex?
I am specifically hunting anyone who looks like they might be going after important components, such as wiring or like
Lot of
ripping
Vex.
off panels.
A
Or
lot of
any-
Vex.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if they're going for the ship.
It's probably
Yeah.
a lost cause, you know that. I mean, there's hundreds of them.
I am directing him to
They're in
hit
our way.
anything that will help him refocus on moving forward and hitting things.
Understood.
So, like, if a human's gotta die, that's fine.
And a couple of humans do die.
I need Ek moving forward.
Funny enough, a couple of humans do die that you I don't know what kind of attire that is, but that's definitely a nation that I am not aware of. But oh well, he screamed some foreign language, but he died like the rest.
I mean,
Um,
most languages are foreign.
He took a hit.
Yeah, there's a half.
Probably level
There's
three.
literally one of them that's just literally just paper, just drawing everything that's happening around him. He's just like, I'm not fighting. I'm not. Looting.
I would not.
Yeah, he's just like. He looks at you after you murdered 3 Vedics in front of him. They're just like, hey buddy, what are you doing? Come on, it's a lost stuff. You gotta work with me, buddy!
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shiny book you got there.
So they're going, and that dude makes eye contact, and I go over and I look at his work. I give him a thumbs up, and then I keep directing the murder machine and the
This
flying
dark-skinned
machine.
individual just kind of smiles like, he's like, he's a little shaken, but at the same time, he's like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die doing what I love.
I think that's fine. I'm not having a bad time in all of this.
Right.
But I'm not sure we're going to really make there's
Hey, look,
thousands,
there's another one
thousands
to
of...
hit.
Wow.
And you're like, no! As he's trying to crawl into a manhole. But he
He's
grabbed
like
his,
trying to get into a vent.
yeah, like, no! And he grabbed his tail. He's like, ah!
And that's just the whole time. He starts
Wonder if
having
that'll
a
grow back.
thought, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
After 18 kills, the first thing that you pop, because you always keep note of what you killed and where their bodies are, because soul coins and all that. And you know that, and you were planning for this one later, but because you want to possibly special coins because of bigger dragon, you never tried that. The fool's gold that was transformed into almost a god, but now is a red ancient dragon form, dead.
Floating in space.
You notice that a little bit of shadow seems to cling around the body as you see fog. Not fog, but fog, but more grayish fog, which is definitely a depiction of a ghostial aspect, leaps out of the body like it's oil against water, and you hear, no, that's not my time! As you see this little ball of clung that is the visual aspect of the soul of the Fool's Gold that looks between a kobold and a dragon in mid status, but split Two-Face style. He's like, it's not my time, it's not my time! As you see literal shadows form around him, grab him, and just go away into the shadows.
Crow is a good one. Or
yeah.
Ghost. Remember the
That's the one I was going for.
Yeah.
Literally grab him as he just gets pulled into the shadows, screaming into oblivion, as the shadow energies seem to grow around you, and you feel the weight of celestial presence drastically increase.
But
Call
it's
it a
like,
sixth sense.
It's shadowy.
Yes.
Cool. I
Yeah,
feel at home.
like,
Continue
this is
this
home,
way.
but it's
Ignore what
definitely like-
happened.
Did I eat something funny? Because I don't feel so.
Look, there's another one.
I think
He's holding like a bunch of wiring. Look, I can explain myself. Look, you don't have to don't act like you saw me. Damn. As his head's still like.
I'm gonna like take the wires he was holding and just like shove them back in the hole.
They're sparking
Oh, it doesn't
wildly.
matter. Just, like I'm not
Something
trying
will
to
fix it.
connect anything. I'm like
Something will
those
fix it.
go there.
Yeah, it's like you like
This is
bad
Right,
spaghetti
guys.
style.
this is all magic to us. We don't realize.
It
this.
is magic. It's crystals and transmuting.
Any technology
runes and-
any technology
Any
technology distinguishable from magic is insufficiently advanced. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from that of magic.
Yes, the
Yeah.
corollary is
There you go.
any technology distinguishable from magic is insufficiently advanced.
Yep. Anyway, you eventually
That's
get.
some wizard bullshit.
Any
Prior to
magic
your
suited and
arrival-
cloaked is indistinguishable from
Both
technology.
of you have perception skills to find this out. Prior to your arrival, as the shadow seems to increase in density, and to the point that even your air is having trouble moving through it, indicating that this shadow is thicker than air itself as you're flying through it, going through thicker clumps, causing bits of a difficult terrain, which normally would slow you down, but not you, because you have certain abilities as air, and same thing with you because of mobility and stuff like that. And then here comes Sparks, just coming with his perfect 90-degree angle.
Yeah, little puffs of smoke coming out.
And I'm just like,
Shadow creatures, we are. Could you, like, pick a lane? Come on, this one.
Make a charisma check, and treat him as a fey entity when rolling.
do I still have that? No. But I do have it at an increased. 24.
24. Before turning around the corner to the supposed vault area that you're ejected to, there was explosions, magicals, and shouting going on, and clear, different voices of "Form rage! Hold them bay! Get the fires up! Break those furniture! Get the fires up! More fires better! Get the more light sources! We need more light sources! Get any crystal that you have!" And as soon as you can you form a line?
No, I asked them to pick a side. Like, I wanted him to have space to come through.
Oh, okay, yeah. And they immediately move. They kind of misunderstand because not a lot of intelligence, but they seem to move and no longer cause problems for your guys's. Because they were starting to converge on anything that was living, that are not Shadowfell-based entities. Quote. But with your status, reputation, you're not an object.
Sure.
And it moves towards that shouting. And by the time you turn around, as the screams start to pick up, you turn the corner and just see spinning plates that are shields and dropped and cladded swords as the shadow people took care of it for you.
Good work, team.
And the fires have been snuffed out.
So, this is the vault, and
Like half of it is melting.
you guys are gonna do a great job getting us in there. I really believe in you. You're very, very capable. I'm doing everything I can to help them.
Mm-hmm. Right, give them
I still don't know what we're looking for inside there.
No.
I don't either.
You don't need to worry about what's in there. We gotta get the door open first, and you're gonna do such a good job getting us in there.
I'll just wait for it to melt.
When did Todd become a Midwestern lover?
When
she had to,
I'm gonna hand you muffins every day.
the first time though that she's actually had to deal with us.
You're
Just by
looking at
herself.
a 10 foot 10 foot hallway that goes in about 20 feet before it gets into a
Fine. This is
small, ornate, a little bit of damage, but definitely heavy vault door. Now, when I say it's melting, you now look at it, you realize that the actual walls around it are melting around it, not the vault door itself. as if multiple things of acid have been thrown at it. Very powerful magic and stuff like that, but a vault door is not going to fall to just simple effects, at least of this quality.
Okay.
It looks to be a classic rotating dial door. Retro based.
What's his birthday? Anyone?
I would like to do a history check.
That actually might work knowing Bennett. That might actually work.
Try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No.
I would like to do a history check because Todd would know people's birthdays from a cake perspective.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and make a history check.
He was paid twice. What are the odds that this is ever going to come up again?
You'd be surprised.
Try that one. Try 1, 2,
With
3,
my
4, 5.
-1,
I don't
that's
know.
a 17.
Damn.
You recall the birthday.
Yes! I tell you his birthday.
You remember because he was, I'm going to say Vedic. You know what, Vedic? What would he say
April
nonchalantly about your birthday?
Oh, at some point she would have gotten Sparks a cake for you. Hey, happy Needle Day, happy birthday. Mine's coming up in about 2 weeks. I have a spice cake, actually.
Fair enough. And then we come back.
And then you can do quick math because 978 years ago.
Which is still like a 16-digit, entry for this thing.
Oh, sorry. It's like much bigger, so it's more like.
Oh yeah, it's dragon size, remember. Make a dex.
5 minutes later.
Make a general dex check.
Okay. Damn it! I answered in the wrong number. Gotta do it all again.
Rotary phone. 5. Person's got 2 9s in their phone number. I don't want to call them. 12.
12. Okay, it was a DC 10, just to keep the dial moving because they're always a bitch to do. Most of the time, you just take a hammer to it, but
It's like the high school locker where your number was 24, but it always stuck at 22 and then skips to 27.
We had very different locker problems.
yeah. So you
Ours
go
didn't
and
lock.
is it your birthday?
Yes, absolutely. Why not? That's wonderful.
It's just so perfect.
Holy shit, it works!
Yeah, and it takes a moment.
Anyone
You guys did such a good job.
Like anyone who knows about Vedic, right? From any of his incarnate, anyone knows it's got to be some obscure mathematical formula for it's constantly changing to where the exact position of it in the astral plane at that exact moment. There are certain celestial spheres that must be that. You have to align the numerical code, and that's how you open the vault. It's like, no, it's my fucking birthday. And anyone who's been around Vedic for extended periods of time, remember, Vedic doesn't have time for that kind of
And just to mess with the bitches, random vault doors that are just to the bathroom are that.
like the locker where he keeps his sneakers, so when he's gonna play some one-on-one.
Oh my god, the lock is amazing. There must be something good in here. Just crappy pair of sneakers. Gotcha.
And then the numbers on it are different stars and stuff like that. But you can look at it and go, wait, there's 1, 2, 3. It's literally
literally a combo.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. Anyway, you open the door and your passive strength along with X, even in your air form, you're able to handle this with no check needed. It is heavy. This thing is several tons, just the door, even though it's on a pivoting, rotation device. And when you undo it, there's an initial door, and then inside there's also rotating circle joints, so that it undoes itself. So that if you try to brew for yourself, and even if you cast there are pocket doors that you place on it, they'll only get past the first layer, and then you have 6 layers after that to prevent your paints and stuff like that.
Or my vest.
Oh, that's another one we could have just done.
I got the vest with
Oh,
the
I had to
patches.
get
The
that.
patches the door. You would have to.
I wanted you guys to be successful. I really believe.
I stood here. That's what I did. I stood here.
Open it. He did
Oh,
the combo thing, and then you both were needed to pull the thing open. I know it takes a bonus action, but I would really like to activate my ghost form and have the door open through me as, I'm just cheering them on because they did such a good job.
I love it. If you want pom-poms, you get them for free.
No.
She can paint her own pom-poms.
She could paint herself some
She's
pom-poms.
just got two, like, she's got, like, there's, like, a tuft of red and a tuft of yellow. I was like, what is that? It's like, it's severed heads.
No, there's just cheering.
It's still cute enough
Nick
as a
was
bunny
me.
cheering.
Nick
I'm
was-
Todd.
Nick was-
Nick was
In the
Sam.
midst of
I'm
your
Todd.
cheering, I will say this because there was no other, because you're communicating to the shadows. I'm like, of course there's a shadow. I didn't even think of that. Bravo. You do hear screaming as another form of random human adventurer is dragged by his foot by a shadow, literally a shadow. There's no like across the hallway and just is continually being dragged.
Looting is wrong. All right, guys. So
Open safe. Holes, bolt door
Are we
open.
going into loot? Is that what we're doing?
we're
Okay.
not looting. We were given
We're
specific
retrieving.
instructions about an item that we are getting from the person who owns the
The
building.
door finishes opening and it's just
It's not
glittering
looting.
golden
It's not
gold light pouring out of this vault.
Only
And
touch the
mountains
lamp.
of golds, paintings, items are just in this dragon's hoard and stuff.
Okay, so what you need to do,
Don't touch the lamp.
you're going to stand at the door, and if any human or anyone tries to rush in and grab some Vedic stuff, I need you to brutally murder them.
I can do that.
Okay.
Now
Sorry.
wait, what happens if you come?
We're gonna go inside, and then we're gonna come back out with the item that we need.
Alright.
Don't hurt us.
Alright. Got it.
That needed to be said out loud.
About this time, Glenn walks around the
All
corner.
right. Just like you're watching her brain kind of like
I can't believe
pulse
this needed to be
against
said.
her skull of like,
Why did this need to be
that-
said?
Right here.
I had to say it out loud. Don't hit us. Okay. Let me adjust the schedule based on that comment. Okay, so we are going to go into Vault, and we're going to look for the thing that he told us about. Which,
Contraption.
what was the name of the thing?
Thingamabob.
We're not saying it out loud.
I don't care. Tell me the name of it. You did tell me
It was
before.
some sort of divine interdiction thing. I don't remember what the hell.
Okay.
It was.
I can tell you exactly what it
It's
is.
the MacGuffin.
Yeah, it's the MacGuffin.
We're looking for
Okay.
MacGuffin.
Okay, so we're
The
either going to look
Oculus.
for a suitcase that's glowing or another item that's glowing.
We'll probably know when we see it.
Yes.
It's probably going to be in a
Do me
small
a
room on a
favor,
small pedestal with a singular
No,
light
I'm going
looking
to give
down
it a
onto it.
sparks because of the birthday thing.
Yeah.
Roll a d4.
A D4.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm turning my back.
And I'm helping.
One.
How big around is this door?
It is
Doorway, I should say.
Oh, the hallway or the door?
Doorway door.
The door that
door's
you
now
did
open
when
to
you
the
did
entrance
it.
of the
I'm going to
vault.
say the doorway door is 10. The vault door, like the physical vault door is 10 feet by 10 feet.
It's a square.
It's a square,
A
yeah.
square. All right.
Yeah.
So you sit in front of it.
Damn.
You
It's
can't
like
just sit there.
if they can jump up there, I'm kind of fucked. But all right, I got it.
He's playing goalie.
So this elemental air turtle thing just opened its lights.
I love the thought of something like trying to dive through and him just grabbing it, smashing it.
About the time.
He told me to guard it.
Yeah, because turn around the corner, they still have to walk 20 feet before they hit you. But when they there's a group of 4 people come around the corner, like, where do we go? There's a golden light over there. Go for it! They all stop. They see you just kind of like this air elemental turtle thing with golden light behind it. It's like, we'll take it. They turn
Take
around.
an exit.
Yeah, different exit. And they just continue down towards the screaming shadows. Like, we'll take our chances.
Everybody's gonna get a cake.
I wish
We'll
I
see
had a
how
potion
it
of. I need a potion of enlarge is what I need.
I've got one. Would you like a bar?
Make a perception check.
I was going to save that in case, Raven Queen didn't come back down to size.
19.
19? Yeah, there's a couple of
Not
potions
sure
that
that
are
would-
on a table just inside the vault.
I want you to remember your job.
They're labeled in Draconic.
Would this be looting? I don't want to get dragged away as in the shadows.
You hear a
Only touch the lamp.
I think that this is something where there has to be a knowledge
Touch
roll
only
for
the
him
lamp.
to not make that noises.
All right.
Do not be tempted by the treasures within.
Now,
touch
it
only the
would be
lamp.
Vedic to not be a suitcase. The damn thing's going to look like a fucking lamp. That's what it is. it's gonna be Vedic. It's a glowing lamp.
It's a pocket watch.
All right.
It's a laser.
So
Pointer.
I am tempted, but I don't want to be dragged away into the shadows, so I don't.
Okay.
You asked him for perception?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you roll that?
19.
19.
By the way, that's straight up roll. No, wait. 19? Oh, I'm sorry. No, not 19. I forgot perception. Aha, I forgot. Plus 12, so 19 plus 12.
Damn!
That's a really
31.
important thing to
That
forget.
changes a little bit. 31. 31.
Guys, I totally spaced. I'm super good at things.
Sorry. One brain cell at a time. One brain cell at a
The thing
time.
is, you have 2 brain cells, but they're fighting for 3rd place.
I'm so proud of him right now.
At 31, that changes radically.
All right. So I see the potions,
Yeah.
and now I know their anatomical structure.
Okay, so at 31,
Okay.
6
Well,
pages.
he figured out one of them's a mimic, so.
So you actually see a little bit like a heads-up gem display. Well, not a heads-up display, but it's a gem that has multi.
Gem-up display.
Like you can see there's layers, but there's like 6 corners of this grown crystal that is actually like you can see into the crystal and it's giving off numerical values. You don't know what the Draconic is saying, but you know numerical values. Like math is pretty universal for a lot of people. And you see the value total, and I'm going to give you the intelligence. Please don't blind each other.
We're shining them on crystally things.
You shouldn't put shinies if
We're all
you don't
children.
want light shown
We're
at
all
them.
children.
That's true. We're all children there. You see a numerical
Purple is a
value
transcendent.
that is the value of this vault alone.
Blue.
Vault number 117.
Purple.
It is
We're getting Master
524,243
Chief.
gold pieces in numerical. What is in this vault and how much it's worth?
There's
Purple laser
500,000 gold in here.
This is actually
There's also pieces, pieces of art, gem, buses. It's not just all gold pieces or platinum pieces, and it's all organized like loosely accordingly. But it's definitely a hoard that is
So,
designed to
here's
be
what I do.
Scrooge McDuck dive.
Here's what I do. I go,
The platinum conversion.
all right.
10.
All right, I gotta know something.
Yes,
I gotta know
substantially
something.
more than
Here we go. All right, I'm carrying gold and platinum on me, and gold and weapon swords. All right, I gotta see, and I take one step back into the vault and look at the numbers.
It goes up 100,000 gold pieces.
Boop.
We now know how much money you're getting.
I know.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna watch. I know how much money.
Oh God. How far did it go? How much is it going to be?
That
when I leave?
means the entire.
crap, how much do I have?
That
How
means
much
the
am I?
entire
Well-
vault is a magical space. This is maybe not a good thing.
I feel like you're not doing your job of watching the door.
So wait, if that's the case,
I'm not here.
Metagaming.
You're metagaming.
I'm just thinking out loud. If that's the case, how is it going to know that we were told to bring up the item in question? This would be fun.
You
Both of
know,
you make an investigation check while in the vault.
Oh,
By the
yeah,
way,
I'm gonna help her.
The 524 is not including their value.
Oh well, I stepped in.
you're going to help me?
So it should.
I'm not very good at investigation.
Well, I said it,
Hold on,
okay.
hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so gaining proficiency is adding my proficiency bonus to something.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll help
All right,
her.
cool. It's not a negative. So great call.
Yeah.
I only have a +1 to mine, so
Now, also, what's going through my head is
Mine was a -1, but I have my Whispers
Yeah,
of the Dead
Whispers
on
of-
investigation, so
And
it's
right
a
now, there's
+5
a
right now.
I'm
lot of
helping you.
dead people right now. So
I made the right call.
what is Vedic doing with? If this is one of his vaults, this is what's going through my head. If this is one of his vaults
I
that
want
has
you to look at the
500,000
advantage
gold
I
in
just
it,
rolled.
specifically, Vault 117.
Nice.
That's not a Halo reference. I just
had
made a
two
random
17s.
number.
all right. Well, I was figuring you were like doing Vault 17 or whatever from Fallout, but
Vault 111.
There's a lot.
well,
There's a lot of 100 something.
It's Vault 117.
So with my 17 and my 17, those either way
Yes,
comes
but
out
he
to a
calls
22.
everything a vault.
Okay,
His
not
spice rack
bad.
is
I think
Vault
that's the best
203.
investigation
describe
I've ever
this-
rolled.
He's got a
This voice
liquor
of the
cabinet
dead
that's
thing
Vault
that comes
13.
into you. How did this describe in this vault again?
His shaving kit is Vault 4.
Typically, the way that I've had it
The
work
white
is
shaving
I
kit.
have a nightmare
Mhm.
and I wake up
That's
screaming, and then that voice
What's he doing with your
that I
3000?
heard in my nightmare kind of just like hangs out around me and helps with whatever is going on.
Oh god, that's extremely metal, and I love it.
It's disturbing. And
It's
fun.
disturbing, and I love it.
So the one that is presently here is my little lich buddy, who has been tormenting me since I shoved him into the lantern.
Yeah,
So,
miniaturized version.
well, especially because I'm just kind of carrying him around, I assume that he's just like yelling from the lantern when he's like, basically every time it's been him, it's always investigation, and so I assume he's just kind of like hanging out here, going, "Look to your left, dipshit," and I'm
Oh, thanks.
Just a severed head snarkily helping you.
No. It's the spirit of what once was a severed head,
Ugh.
stuck inside a little memory orb inside of a lantern.
How can you take my
It's
entire
really
body?
demeaning.
Why do I feel something poking my left foot?
You don't have a foot.
My head? Anyway.
Phantom pain.
So, 22, and what was you?
He helped
I
me.
helped her.
Oh, you helped him. Okay, her. Okay, yeah. So you're looking, you're like, suitcase maybe, something nonchalant. Maybe there's a giant case for it that says giant Divinity Revoker, whatever thing.
Something with a
it's gonna
do
be
not
criminal.
touch,
Do
big
not
button.
touch.
It will be
Big
criminal.
button, and then you literally go to the giant pile of gold and platinum to like literally dive into that has like a little like diving board situation, just dragon size, so you can literally just Mr. Scrooge it.
You'll
Tell
get
me you
about
want
2
to do
inches.
that.
And then-
Come on.
She can actually probably dive into it.
So what
And you're
with
like-
the whole I became ethereal and
Huh?
used up a spirit? I'm just kind of gonna walk into it.
Yeah, there's literally just a small little wall of force around it, which buffers you until you realize that it's only like a cage, so it pushes out, majority of it, and there's a small little like floor vault that you can see that's like, and you can, with like a lot of these gold coins would, well, with that 22 investigation, this is a living hoard. If you touch any of these gold, it'll consume you, or try to at least. But just moving through it and not
still
talking
good.
It's
anything,
1,000 little gold coin mimics.
Hello, Pac-Man.
no, that's that's the curse vault of 227.
That's a curse
I
roll.
am
Yeah.
so glad I didn't pick up that potion.
Hoards are protected in many ways, and there's actually an area that you can go into. It's just a bit of a lock and key. Going to make a thieves tools check.
I am standing
DC 30.
decently close, but not close enough to be touching anything. I am waiting for them to return.
It's literally just a like a simple like industrial grade lock that is over like a flimsy piece of metal.
Way more. 17 plus 18.
Oh yeah, you definitely do. And you're like, instead of undoing the lock, you literally just like you take a little handsaw and just do 2 pieces of metal and cut that part out, and you just throw the still locked piece of the lock and just kind of toss it to the side, and you see a little case that can be held and everything. It's actually rather big. It's like a 10 foot by 10 foot by 15 foot case, so it's pretty massive. As you see this, let me remind myself what it looks like, because it's been a hot minute since I looked at this thing. Here we go. Right. So there's a bunch of hoses that connect to several what looks to be handheld devices. That looks quite literally a gun variation of the fireplace like air feeders. Bellows, yeah. That all connect to this ornate crystal heart-looking device that's wrapped around in a golden platinum dragon. So a combination of a gold dragon wrapping and then a platinum dragon wrapping the other way that open up to either side that seem to be chained together and locked. And this thing is, as soon as you open it, boom, boom, boom. And you can already hear the sucking of air through the nostrils as it starts to activate in the presence of Divinity.
I'm gonna stick it in the armored bag thing and be like, okay, you
Yeah, it
cannot-
takes a hot minute because it's like hose. Gonna make a general dex check to see how fast you can get it into this thing, because it's hundreds of feet of hose.
Hundreds of hose.
I'm doing a dex
So I'm
check.
good.
Yeah, dex check to see how fast you can get it in.
Okay, that's a 23.
23? Okay, pretty fast. It takes, I'm going to say 15 seconds for you
You're
to get
rolling
everything.
so many 17s. You're doing great.
I'm like, you're doing pretty good.
I'm so proud of you.
I really am.
And
He
you can-
gets the cake.
For a person that has always been surrounded by divinity and knowing the feeling of the Raven Queen when she's here
Yeah.
versus when she's somewhere else,
Sure.
like you know the feeling of she's here, and when this thing activated, it immediately just dropped like 5 degrees of that divinity level if it was like a temperature gauge.
I am so sorry, man.
Yeah. But you get it in and get it contained as quickly and as cleanly as possible.
Yep.
She most likely noticed it, but at the same time, depending on how like there are multiple things going on, she's not going to immediately.
One of her clerics casts a 9th level spell. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I just-
Ow. Yeah, just like
So-
just like a nice little
Got it.
prick.
And okay, and I like pop out of the gold pile, and I'm gonna settle down and shake off the ghost form. And okay, I think we are ready to go.
Why do I imagine you shaking off the ectoplasm that is like the outer layer?
I'm good with that. That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Like you're
Like
not
what?
like physically slime, but everything else is now.
Yes, like just wet dog, but ectoplasm. Yeah.
Gross and cute.
Okay. What was it?
It's in here. It's a like gesture, and there's a dragon and it just and it's fine. It's
Magic. Got it.
got it.
By the way, I am ready for my conversation whenever you
Yes.
get back to it.
I'm gonna say at that point, the vault door almost instantaneously and violently closes on you, throwing you into the vault. As you go flying back 100 feet, but there's only about 30 feet in, you expect you're about to hit the wall, and you know for a fact that this would have hurt and then some, but you just tumble backwards, and you realize that you're standing on the top of the ziggurat that is currently in the center of an endless abyss of, you want to say a dark river, but then the iron hits your senses as you guys turn around and you see yourself in the similar state.
Just- Great, we got it. Where'd the wall go?
Like we're in the blood place.
Yes.
Okay.
As you see Quinn and Vedic taking a knee and
Oh, I stood back
We
up. I
can
took the
shut
initiative
the
first. I
door.
stood back
We
up.
were supposed to shut the door.
Wasn't
like,
me-
ma'am,
was
I
it-
respect your choices, but I need you to shut the door.
the door was slammed on
Yeah,
X. So
she doesn't.
oh, she doesn't know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I was coming out of a gold pile and dust mid. I was explaining things to Spark and its magic.
And now
I
the
don't
walls have
know.
disappeared.
And then we're in a blood place, and I'm just like,
I'm all.
it's.
I got this. Guys, come around the corner. What? What?
Slam! And you go,
So, and like, then I finally, like, what? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh,
Hi, we've got a.
thing?
Did I take any damage from that?
no. You were definitely pushed.
Well, yeah. I guess it wasn't like a.
He was hovering.
Yeah, you were
So
hovering.
You would have no inertia.
No, I don't have flight.
Oh.
I don't have flight.
Oh, okay, true, yeah. At least not yet.
So,
So
there's just like a lot of, Todd trying to
I'm gonna
orient
meander
and
back up
then
with the group.
realizing the severity. Like, there's a look between these two.
Splash,
he's
splash, splash,
he's
splash, splash.
kneeling.
What
That's.
just?
And
He's
I'm-
been trying to get back up obviously for the last 3 minutes.
I'm stuck quitting. I need a hand. Quit.
And I'm just.
The two Solars are like, even though they're like professional, masked individuals.
Like the wings on one of them are just bouncing. and
Exactly,
like,
yes. It's like, I can't laugh. This is funny.
So are we with them now?
Yes, we
In
got
nearby.
teleported to the Blood River area, and I'm having a moment, and then I'm like, okay, guys, so now is the time where you doff your hat, bow your head, and we stand here while the other guys figure it out.
I'm stuck. Quit. I'm stuck.
Ignore him. Hat, head, stand here.
Where's my? I'm looking for my pink hat.
Head.
I didn't have it on, did I?
You did. He told you to.
It didn't mean I put it on.
Oh, all right. Well, then
It's somewhere.
You're not following
I
the orders.
also am not wearing a hat, so
All right, so I'm
hopefully you
standing there.
just
I'm
mimic
pulling
me.
my packs off. I'm turning around, and I'm digging in my packs and digging around going,
Immediately after you go flying and land, like ass over
need my hat. I can't talk my hat if I don't
See
have
the
my hat.
goddess like, oh wait,
Yeah,
I need
just
my
like,
hat. Turn
you know
around
what? Good
and
enough.
very loudly like go through each every
within your
pack
bags.
like a
Find a hat.
tourist in
Including
the airport.
To then
yeah.
take hat
Like
off.
literally a TSA check-in line kind of situation. Like, did you forget a knife in your backpack? So hold on, and like has like 10 backpacks on him.
Backpack inside the backpack inside the backpack.
Yeah, it's like
And we're just standing here like, yep, good enough.
All
Clang,
right.
clang, 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 clang.
From the back. Got it.
Alright,
Start
y'all.
putting
I
everything
like
back up.
it. I like it.
Hat, turn on. All right. And down.
As you begin talking, as this is going on in the background, it's just like it's the simple.
I'm used to ignoring
Yeah, oh, yeah.
bullshit.
I would love it so much if you just like stopped and made her watch him too. Like just, you see what I fucking do?
An aspect of her has been with you guys for a while.
Yeah.
It's like,
Remember the
she
ring that I
knows.
had?
I know, but I'm saying like for you to commiserate with her in this moment, I'm like, this fucking guy. Like,
This is what Nick was left me with.
Yeah, yeah.
this is why.
And it's like the worst part is every time you go to like talk, it gets like louder, and then you're like, oh, it's about to die down. And it's like, and then it gets louder, and it's like,
I should have just stayed in my hammock and finished my fucking coffee. Could have avoided this whole bullshit. It was never my aim or my desire to claim a domain in the Pantheon. But with this power and with this responsibility, I know that which I will be. I have lived my life in service of oaths taken by others in my stead, or debts that I never signed on to repay. So if I am to be a force in the Pantheon, then I will be the favorable wind that lifts the hunter's arrow to find the fleeing stag so he can feed his starving family. I will be the fortunate rain that slickens the battlements to repel an invading horde. I will be the ray of light that shimmers on a lost key. I will be the first and last prayer of each who sets out on their own path to serve not another but their own will. In essence, my dear lady, I choose freedom and fortune.
going to make a charisma saving throw.
Saving throw, plus
Yes.
17. Got it. 36.
Fucking health.
Fucking elf is the correct answer.
Half
That's what Dad did.
in the depths of your soul.
Yeah.
Something that you never really paid attention to. Yes, you're Fae. Yes, you're half-elf. Yes, you're human. Yes, you know about a soul and the argument of what is a soul and stuff like that. But for the first time in your life, the first time you feel your soul vibrate with a depth of, and like if you drop a nickel and you can hear the like echo, you realize, oh, that is a lot deeper than I thought. That's what happened. And you can feel something in an area that you're still unreally sure of and don't really understand, yet you do understand, but you don't understand yet. And you can feel that pinch of where the small little string of fate that the raven curled around and nodded for your own safety as a mortal. With her porcelain mask, I always like to say that in very impressive like show. Rustle, 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 rustle in the background with Eck.
I cast silence over him.
As he goes, found it, and he goes, boom.
Found it.
Would Eck notice the silence?
Yes.
I think he's been silenced more than enough that he would understand that.
Well, I know that he would understand it, but I'm just like, he's been really focused on this task and he finally achieved success and he might just like, found it.
The question I have is,
like,
if he gets silenced, does he, like, like when your ears
you
pop
can
or something?
feel the pressure on your ears.
Well, like, but you realize you're not making sounds.
Mm-hmm.
But are you still hearing your own voice inside your head like you are talking? Or are you not even hearing that because of the nature of the magic?
Yeah.
You still hear your thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no,
Stuff
like
that, 'cause-
when he's talking, hey guys, I found it. Does he still hear himself say, hey guys, I found it, but no one else can hear it?
Well, there's a difference of like if you speak in your head,
Are
but
you
you
trying to
don't
get in
hear
my
it in your
head?
ears.
I don't want anywhere
Yeah.
near your head.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a different argument for later. But anyway, you silence him and stuff like that. You have good insight, like crazy good insight. Even with her porcelain mash,
I see
It's
the,
impressive
I see
that
the lip
it-
curl and the smile behind it.
you can tell behind it. For everyone else, it's just just oppressive force. Even if she's not trying to be oppressive, but it's just the natural force of a god standing in front of you in her domain that just radiates magic and divine capabilities.
And then there's Quinn just going, yeah, I choose freedom.
I have the pathetic version of that.
Impressive as always, Quinn. Shadowheart? No,
Shadowborn.
Shadowhorn. That's me missing. Quinn Shadowhorn. As always. The intent of finding where you stand is one. Being able to convince the Pantheon, the court of divinity, is another. They're demanding to you to show up along with the rest of the Silver Menagerie, as they have already achieved demigod status. And you have shown your capabilities and, for the lack of better terminology, chaotic nature that will most certainly always find trouble.
Looks pointedly at Dredick and lifts him up off his knee finally.
Oh god, thank you. That hurts so bad. Listen here, tall, dark, and beaky.
She was about to speak and just like,
Ears flat.
You won't even be the second goddess I've told to eat me.
Am I-
And you know what?
Am I still
Make a
silenced?
straight
You are
saving
still
throw.
silenced.
Am I still silenced?
Yeah.
Can I? So I can't even hear.
No,
you're not.
The three of you cannot hear anything amongst each other.
With your perception shield, you see everyone look, especially the two solars.
7.
7 solars. So your view, you don't even know what's happening. Your view lifts, turns upside down, and gets suplexed by one of the solars for just opening your mouth in such a rude tone.
I pull my sword
Oh, you pull his
because I
sword?
just see that Vedic has been attacked,
The other solar faces your...
and I cannot hear what's going on.
Okay.
And I can't hear him do that, and I have my head bowed. You should also have your head bowed. Just saying.
You pull your sword, the other solar turns to face you, and pulls in his
He pulls out his sword. The sword pulls out a 11-foot bar of iron, flicks a gem, and it bursts into flame.
Oh, good.
Black flame.
I've always wanted to try roast solar.
in the suplex form.
There's just a boot that is all of you holding you into the ground.
And what you realize after you hit the floor, it didn't damage you, but it's definitely you insolent fool without saying it. You notice that his foot opened up and almost like a raven's claw grabbed you and literally flicked you on the floor with an almost boot-like foot. Raven's foot.
Like a talon. He's got talons.
Sure.
That kind of ball up at certain moments that, like, if you're not paying attention, it's like, oh, it's normal feet. Until you're like, oh, no, it's not.
It's feet with claws.
Feet with claws.
All right.
I'm not fighting a planar.
So I see the
Solar.
I see the solar pull out the sword and realize that I'm about to.
You could eat him.
But the rest of the group is not
The
responding.
Raven Queen lifts up her hand, and both of the solar are turned to feather, raven feather.
Goddamn right you run.
Quinn,
The silent
Quinn
spell is
fixed-
also dispersed.
Quinn
That's right, you son of a.
with a stare. It's just
What?
What?
Did I lie? Go ahead, do your thing. I'll be regular.
I scared them off. Pulled out my sword and look, they ran away.
Shut up!
Good job,
Silver
Eric.
Menagerie.
Good job.
Chaotic as always.
Would you have us any other way?
I am here to give you several options. You are to choose one of the 4 options. I will not interfere on whatever you choose. But I wish, and I implore you, to become my students and allow me to be your divinity advocate.
Are we picking as a group?
Individually.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Who is the voice, or where's this voice coming from?
From the Raven Queen that is standing. At first, you like look at like 20 feet tall, 30 feet tall, 20 feet tall, 30 feet tall, 50 feet tall. Your brain's like
Her
breaking.
head is bigger than the size of planets.
The depth of field is not functioning correctly.
Now that
You're not sure if she's really tall and really close to
those
you,
are gone.
even bigger and really far
I
away.
didn't realize there was a god there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shut up, put your head down. My queen, please explain.
It's like the depth of field not functioning.
It's literally like grabbing it. Put your head down!
You can see also like the shadows on the peripheral that is surrounding the pool of blood, of clearly different shadows that at first is like just rolling in background, quickly realizing for those of higher perception and those of higher insight and those of the Shadowfell court are different members of nobility watching in on this, as the court of unsealing is present always.
Is my boss there?
Get a perception check because you only see like the outlines of
I
shadows.
just picture Don going,
Ominous.
I love you.
Oh, she's there. It's like the weird thing is, the only time that's her shadow.
This one.
Yeah.
This one.
She's got more followers now as Nicholas.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's like
That does not change my behavior
no,
at all.
no.
This one, great. This one, great. Love him. This one.
I figured
I figured that, like, as Quinn's looking around at these shadows, like, there's probably more than one that as he fixes them with a stare, they're like, no, nobody's looking at me. Quinn has messed up a shadow lord.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah. Anyway,
We were all participating.
but
All right,
well,
four options.
Technically you didn't, but technically you did.
Yeah.
All timey-wimey stuff.
I
Anyway,
believe
she-
all my timey-wimey.
as the Raven Queen
But I'm
kind of looks over
carrying
you,
the Gale of Everice.
the Gale of Everice, yes. You still have that, yes. And the Raven Queen kind of just like pauses for a moment. Let's reiterate the situation. Whether you like it or not, if you do not take any support in whatsoever,
Did Nicholas wave back to me?
would she wave back?
I mean,
No.
the way that you have played her, the way that I have played her has been slightly different.
Of course, because it's your character.
Right, but I'm saying, like, as she has gotten more elevated and you have been playing, she seems to have become a bit more reserved. Historically, she defended Ek on a regular basis until Ek
True,
became so
true.
stupid she couldn't handle it. Like,
So she would probably wave back then?
I feel like she would at least, like, dignified nod.
Yeah.
Like, there would be an acknowledgement. Like, maybe her
You've done that.
shadow waves and she doesn't. But I like that a lot.
But a respectful, like,
I feel like she would nod and then something from her shadow, just like, you know, a little goofy, but nobody else noticed.
she can definitely do that. She's stealthy enough.
Cool.
Anyway, so
Four options.
let me reiterate as the Raven Queen begins to speak. As you approach Divinity, one of you is already in question. The rest, the four of you, Todd included, are approaching possibilities of extinction. Far too quickly, even to my time scale. If you do not accept any protection, simple. You'll become the rope in the most divinity/demonic tug of war that the courtroom will have seen in a very long time. You being the rope for this tugging match. If you allow me
Wouldn't be the first time we've been tugged off.
to become your representative, at least in this moment, I will make sure that you will not receive any direct divinity intervention or correction or hindrances during the rest of your mortal life. This is not an ask of servitude. This is a business negotiation. Ascension is rare. A group far rarer. And this protection is not free. You have perhaps 48 hours at most before you accept or are drawn to this courtroom for your intentions to be weighed and measured, and to see who will support and who will attempt to annihilate you
So,
before your ascension.
what are our options?
Yeah, that was option 1.
Option 1 is Raven Queen as a mentor.
Protection.
Protection.
Okay.
At a cost.
At a cost.
Protection at a cost. Got it.
The 4 direct options, though negotiation is plausible. You reject me as being your divinity advocate.
Divine advocate.
Advocate.
Yeah.
And you enter to celestial court with no protection. Thus, the tug-of-war metaphor. The second, you come to an agreement of what you will exchange in becoming my student of divinity. In this agreement, it usually falls that you promise part of your divinity soul upon ascension in price of protection until your ascension. Not everyone wishes to be finding a new god on their doorstep. But if you make it worth my while, I will protect you until the time of ascension. If you get to that point, of course. Or demigod status. It's always a little harsh. Or we make temporary arrangements, less pricey, for you to be protected in the courtroom and enter the courtroom under a almost like auction house event, where you go under my protection and representation, wishing for another divinity to protect you upon ascension if anyone is willing to take you from another patron.
Oh, I know for a fact someone is going to be very, very keen to try and get me back to there.
The becoming god will be part of this,
If I hear it as much.
along with Yenor, Lady of the Shifting Sands, along with Tiamat, along with the King of Devils,
Tiamat.
along with the Sun God, and many, many others. Ascension of one is rare. Ascension of
Become a guy's an asshole.
potentially others. Rare.
The world trip.
And very underprepared for the things that he fights.
And they will be jealous of me getting first dibs.
The Becoming
Or
God sent me with underpowered equipment to try and kill you.
you allow me
want them.
possession of the ziggurat and make an agreement to be my students of divinity, and I handle this courtly gestures without your need or intervention. I will give you time to.
I give you the finger. And you give me my phone call. Sorry.
Such a good reference. Well done.
I want my phone call.
4 of you, Quinn excluded, do not need to make this deal now, though it's heavily recommended, as you've already been marked by celestial presences. 2 of you, most certainly, 2 of you do not.
Can we get more specifics on the who's of the twos?
I started out Divinity and then dropped. I'm not in that.
He's trying to claw his way back.
Literally.
Ziploc swallowed his divinity. Well,
I understood. He has to make a deal. 2 people are divinity marked and 2 people aren't.
Divinity mark, meaning there are gods wanting a price on your head.
Okay.
Well, I know that's me.
Todd and Eck,
One of them
You're
going to pass
fine.
on my head.
Sparks,
Todd and Nick are
the becoming
fine.
god.
We don't.
No,
And
yeah,
Vedic.
obviously.
You know.
We are
I did
not.
steal from a god.
So we're not actively being pursued, but
Dragon
we
Queen.
are still
Tiamat?
like marked for
No.
No,
ascension.
another one.
Marked of most
The worst
likely
one.
ascension based off what you guys have done.
Mm-hmm.
What, like being a group in a D&D group is like, all right, this group is being very loud. Let's treat them as a potential risk, essentially.
Your boss was setting you up for promotion the whole time.
That's the dragon form.
Okay,
Potential
is
risk.
there any way, Miss Ma'am, is there any way for me to
Potential risk.
not
It's
be
potential
marked
risk.
for
Regional.
ascension?
As long as you remain with this group, no.
Nicholas, is there? Could we talk to Nicholas?
Help?
Make a persuasion check. I don't think even Nicholas is like, no.
Oh no, there's no way.
No.
She's probably mad I said her name. Like, oh, that did not go well.
That's a 12.
So you can see it in the shoulders of like, you just said my name in front of many of the fake court.
Bunch of eyes turned to
Yeah.
You just tagged her. Or tagged her with you. Tagged yourself.
She
with
does
her.
not respond, but you can see it in the shoulders of, there's going to be something written in your record in a moment.
This will go in your permanent.
This is now your
evaluation.
punishments.
This will feature prominently in your yearly evaluation.
Yes.
I just want to bake.
Hey, that's all right. We're good.
No, you don't. Okay. So, and I'm gonna like take him off to the side and like try to explain to him.
Oh, heck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Okay, good. Because now I can just she able to
She's
take me
still
out
there.
of the bubble of silence.
You're out of
Did I
sight.
need-
Because all you
Yeah.
see is
we've
me go.
been out of silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in there with you.
Oh,
As soon
that's
as-
right.
as soon as the
That's right.
Solars were
I'm
starting
sorry.
to-
I
yeah.
forgot. As soon as the Solars were.
As soon as the Solars rightfully doing their job,
Being like,
you know,
stop.
even she's like, no,
Right,
okay.
I forgot about that. Go ahead. Okay.
So I'm just gonna be like, okay,
Just gonna stop us
we're
before it
just
gets
gonna-
worse.
okay, so,
Exactly.
Now, we're okay, but we're okay in the sense of like we're not being actively hunted by
Oh, right,
bounty
it's
hunters.
planners that
We're
I'm
not
worried about.
okay, as in
Solar
nothing
Vector.
bad is going to happen. Like we're still, and like I'm just like very like tiny break it down steps of the potential celestial implications of what's going on, and
All right.
so we're on that level while they're dealing with their girlfriend
I stole from a god.
hunting whatever bullshit.
So it's Quinn's fault because see if he didn't try to become a god by taking over the.
Right, so it's mostly Quinn's fault, but we also like Sparks is a little bit at fault, and Vedic
Well,
is
that's true
also.
because Sparks was like
did steal
like he
from my
made
god.
Right.
I like you just kind of lean in, just your head.
I did steal from a god.
So yeah, we three are having like a kind of powwow about it,
Which
but,
is perfect because Quinn and Vedic,
right.
as the goddess comes to Vedic first. Vedic. For the price of teleporting a island above my throne.
We didn't have any other options.
Shh. This shall remain here under my protection for 7 years, 7 days, and 7 weeks. If you do not sell it to me.
7 years, 7 weeks, and 7 days. So
Seven
Just
weeks.
enough time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Convenient. Okay.
just enough time for
You
what?
may take whatever you wish, as much as you can, within the next 48 hours. After that, this shall become my territory and must be invited to enter. For 7 years, 7 weeks, 7 days. I can tell the fate shenanigans that you have pulled in a timeline that no longer exists. Brought upon the knowledge of a wish, unchecked by Quinn, pulled from a deck of many from my palace that no longer exists. I am intrigued beyond belief. But prices must be paid. agree to these charges?
24 hours starting.
48 hours.
48 hours starting.
At the end of this negotiation.
I'm so glad that sentence didn't end with sentence. Sounds great. Yep.
Very well.
Pixies! Go!
Like a machine gun fire.
16 pixies just teleporting shit out.
Oh, I have a much better plan for that. Oh.
So
We'll get into the looting.
Okay, yeah, I have a much better plan.
What are the
Yeah.
options specifically?
So the options that I wrote down was Raven Queen is our advocate. We can reject her, go with no advocate, and end up in a tug of war. We can do an agreement with her to be students of Divinity, or we can go to the court to seek to attract a different divine patron. That's what I have as our 4 options.
Do we have to? We have to choose
Well,
those
there was
before
also
we get
the
to
one
court.
if you just give her the ziggurat and agree to become her divinity of 20% of your divinity soul if upon ascension to demigod plus.
Basically,
then-
we get tied to her.
no, it's very much of whatever power you have, you give her part of your soul real estate to
Okay.
her so that she elevates herself.
Okay.
It's a bit of like,
You win, I win.
you win, I win. If a group wins, I make out big time.
Yeah, because that's a whole
And if you do that, if you do that, she goes to the courtroom and says, "Fuck y'all, they're mine."
I mean, as long as I get to also give a double bird to the
I mean, if
entire
you want-
divine court,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
down with this idea.
yeah.
This is actually an interesting
I
question.
have to choose help.
So we'll take a break here. Till next time, everyone, as everyone discuss on what they're going to do, what choices. Till next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep on rolling, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I cannot help but notice the world is not the same as when we all got started, and we know who's to blame. No turning back now to try to be insane. For what's beyond the veil, too vivid to explain. Faceless behemoths haunt my dreams, seeking to steal my sanity. I will not stand down, won't back away, as long as you're with me. Together we roll, together we roll. I'll fight for you, will you fight for me? Together we roll, together we roll. I'll protect you, just as long as you stand with me. Together we roll. The gods look down on us, we're just a game to them. Eldritch monstrosities at their unholy whim. But we will stand up, we'll shout a battle cry. The future beckons us and we'll stand unified. There's something coming and it's coming fast. We won't be frightened by the dead hand of